Hello everyone. In the previous class we have discussed about the coupled diode model, and in today's class we will discuss transistor switching. So we know that transistor acts as a switch. So we know that switch has two conditions. One is off state, another one is on state. So transistor, one of the application of the transistor is it is used as a switch. So in a switching operation, a transistor is usually controlled the two conditions, two conduction states. So that are nothing but they are referred as a on state and a off state. But transistor is ideally not a good switch. Means ideally means because the ideal condition of a switch, how the ideal switch should be, that is it should appear as a short circuit when it is turned on. That means the current is going to flow through the device whenever it is short circuit, and an open circuit whenever it is turned on, there is no current flow, so it is off state. So it is required to switch the device from one state to another state with no lost time. So exactly at the same point of time from the on state to off state and vice versa should takes place. But transistor do not fit in this category. So the transistor do not fit this ideal description of a switch, but they can serve as a useful approximation in practical electronic circuit. So approximately this transistor acts as a switch, not exactly or not ideally it acts as a switch, but approximately we can consider this transistor as a switch. So the two states of a transistor in switching can be seen in a simple common emitter example. So this figure shows the simple switching circuit for a transistor in the common emitter configuration. The first figure A, shows the biasing circuit along with the waveform, that is positive half cycle and a negative half cycle, that is a base input is applied to the base. Figure B shows the collector characteristics and load line for the circuit with cutoff and saturations are indicated over there. And the third one is the operating regions or operating regimes of a BJT. So BJT operates in 4 different regimes, that is cutoff regime, saturation regime, normal active mode and inverted mode. So we will see all these things one by one. So in this figure, the collector current IC is controlled by the base current IB. We know that output current, collector current is the output current and the input current is base current. So the collector current IC is controlled by the base current IB for the most of the family of the characteristic curves. Here the figure shows the load line. So that load line specifies the locus of the allowable Q points, that is IC and minus VC for the circuit. If base current IB is such that the operating point lies in between the two end points of the load line. So observe the figure here, that is figure B. So the transistor operates in a normal active mode. So what do you mean by normal active mode? Normal active mode in which the VBE is forward biased and VBC is reverse biased. So this is called as a normal active mode. So in the normal active mode, the emitter junction is forward biased and the collector junction is reverse biased. So with the reasonable value of the base current IB, which is flowing out of the base, whereas if the base current is 0 or if it is negative, then the point C is reached. Observe the load line characteristics. The point C it is at on the x-axis. So that point C is reached at the bottom end of the load line, and the here collector current is almost, it is negligible, or you can say it is zero. Ideally it should be zero, but here it is negligible. So this is the off state of the transistor. So as we know that transistor has two states, one is on state and another one is the off state. So whenever, if the base current is zero, observe the input has positive part of the voltage and negative part of the voltage, 10 volts positive part, 10 minus 10 volt negative part. But when the current is at zero, that is base current is at zero, or when it is negative, then the point C is reached at the bottom end of the load line, and the collector current is very negligible, or it is, you can say it as zero ideally. So this is the off state of the transistor. So the device here is going to be operating in a cutoff regime. So what do you mean by cutoff regime here? That means here the both the junctions, that is VBE as well as the VBC, both are reverse biased here in the cutoff region. That is base junction, emitter junction is also reverse biased, as well as collector junction is also reverse biased. If the base current is positive, suppose if the base current is positive and sufficiently large, the device is driven to the saturation region. So in the saturation region, both the junctions, that is emitter junction as well as the collector junction, both are forward biased here. So that saturation region is marked on the load line as S. Observe the figure, the S that represents the saturation region. So this is the on state of the transistor here. So in which the value of the collector current IC flows with when only a very small voltage drop VCE. So this is the another condition of the transistor, that is on state. So we have seen the off state as well as on state of the transistor. So the beginning of the saturation region here, it corresponds to the loss of the reverse bias across the collector junction. So typically in a switching operation, the base current swings from positive to negative. Then it drives the device from the saturation to cutoff, and vice versa. That is the base current for a few fraction of time it is in the positive region, and fraction of time it is in the negative region. So it is switching between the positive and negative. The base current switch between the positive to negative and negative to positive. So that means it goes from the saturation region to the cutoff region and vice versa. So here we are going to see the nature of the conduction of the both these regions, that is cutoff region and the saturation region. So what are the factors that are going to affect the speed with which the transistor can be switched between the two states, that is on state and the off state. So the figure C shows the various regions of operation of a BJT. So that means here there are four regions. If the emitter junction is forward biased and the collector junction is reverse biased, then we have a normal active mode. Then the opposite, that is VB is reverse biased and VBC is forward biased, then it is inverted mode. That means the opposite of the normal active mode is nothing but it is an inverted mode, in which VB is reverse biased and VBC is forward biased. If both the junctions, that is emitter junction as well as the collector junctions, are reverse biased, then it is called as a cutoff region. And finally here in the cutoff region we are going to get a very high impedance state of the BJT. Then if both the junctions are forward biased, that is emitter junction is also forward biased as well as collector junction is also forward biased, then it is said to be a saturation region. Here we are going to observe a low impedance state. So we will see the cutoff region and the saturation region. So as we know, the emitter junction is reverse biased in the cutoff region, that is IB, that is base current is negative. So we can approximate, here it is not the ideal switch, that's why we are going to approximate it. We can approximate the excess hole concentration at the edge of the reverse biased emitter and the collector junction as delta PE by Pn, that is approximately equal to delta PC by Pn. So that is approximately equal to -1. So which implies P of Xn equal to 0. Here Pn is nothing but a equilibrium concentration of a holes in N type material, and it is nothing but a centimeter per minus cube. So the excess hole distribution in the base is approximately constant at -Pn with some slope to the distribution at each edge to account for the reverse saturation current in the junctions. The base current IB can be approximated for a symmetrical transistor on a charge storage basis as -QA into Pn WB by tau P. So in this calculation, a negative excess hole concentration corresponds to a generation in the same way that a positive distribution indicates recombination. Physically, a small saturation current flows from N to P in each reverse biased junction, and this current is supplied by the base current IB. So a more general evaluation of the current can be obtained from the Ebers-Moll equations. So Ebers-Moll equation we have discussed in the coupled diode model. So using the Ebers-Moll equation, the IE, emitter current IE equal to minus IES plus alpha I into ICS, that is equal to minus of 1 minus alpha n into IES. Then collector current IC equal to minus alpha n into IES plus ICS. So take ICS common here, remaining term is 1 minus alpha I. Then base current IB is nothing but IE minus IC. Substitute the values of IE and IC. So we'll get minus of 1 minus alpha n into IES minus 1 minus alpha I into ICS. So if the short circuit saturation current IES and ICS are small, then and alpha n and alpha I are both near to the unity, so these currents will be negligible and the cutoff regime will be closely approximately the off condition of the ideal switch. So this off condition of the ideal switch is nothing but one state of the transistor. The next one is the saturation region. In the saturation region, so these figures actually belongs to the cutoff region. So the cutoff region of a PNP transistor The figure A shows the excess hole distribution in the base region with the emitter and collector junctions reverse biased. So both the junctions are reverse biased. So to get the cutoff region, and the equivalent circuit of that one using the equations is shown in the figure. Next one is the saturation region. So as we know that, as we already discussed, the saturation region begins when the reverse bias across the collector junction is going to be reduced to 0, and it continues as the collector becomes forward biased. So in saturation region, as we know that both the junctions are forward biased, that is emitter junction is also forward biased as well as the collector junction is also forward biased. So here this figure shows the saturation region figures, that is excess hole distribution in the base of a saturated transistor. That is, the figure A shows the beginning of the saturation and figure B shows the over saturation. So the device is saturated whenever the delta PC is equal to 0, and the forward bias of the collector junction leads to a positive delta PC, which drives the device further into saturation. Saturation is nothing but it is already reached the highest level, beyond which, even though if you vary the input, the output does not going to vary, it remains in the same state, that is constant. That is nothing but a saturation. So since a certain amount of stored charge is required to accommodate a given IB, that is base current, and even it is vice versa, an increase in the IB calls for an increase in the area under the delta P of Xn distribution. So here figure A shows, in this figure, that device has just reached the saturation here, and the collector junction is no longer reverse biased. So the collector junction is also forward biased here, and the emitter junction was already forward biased. So since the emitter junction is forward biased and the collector junction has zero bias, a very little voltage drop appears across the device from collector to emitter. Here in this case, the collector junction just reached from the reverse bias to the 0. That's why this is the figure. So since the emitter junction is forward biased already and the collector junction just has reached 0 bias, a very little voltage drop appears across the device from collector to emitter. So here the magnitude of the minus VCE is very small. As the device is driven deeper into the saturation, that is, observe the figure B here. So the collector current stays essentially constant here. Collector current remains the same, the constant, whereas the base current increases here because you are increasing the base current. So in the saturation condition, the transistor is approximates the on state of an ideal switch. So this is another condition of the transistor which we got the on state in the way in a saturation region. So here the degree of oversaturation. The second figure shows the degree of the oversaturation that does not affect the value of the IC, that is collector current, significantly. It is important in determining the time required to switch the device from one state to the other state. So this is how the transistor acts as a switch by changing from one state to another state, that is on state to off state and off state to on state. That is cutoff region and saturation regions are used here. Thank you for watching the video.